Hi, I'm DJ the Money Coach. Don't touch that dial. You want to become financially independent? You want to have consumer debt freedom? You want to have passive income, learn how to build a business, acquire real estate, and achieve the lifestyle you deserve in 2021? Well, hit that link below right now. We've worked with over 20,000 people in the past 2 decades, helping them become consumer debt free, increase their credit scores by 30 to 60 points in 30 days or less, and help them acquire businesses through real estate, taxes, and a network of experts just like me. So you'll get a complete 3-hour, 18-module course called Family Finance 101, that'll teach you A to Z how to become consumer debt free, credit worthy, and it puts you in position to become a certified entrepreneur. We'll also give you a complimentary consultation with me that's a $500 value. Why would you want to do that? Because I have already achieved that, and I can help you achieve your American dream in 2021. Hit the link below, get the free webinar and the complimentary consultation, and I'll see you soon and wish you a pom-pom lifestyle that's plenty of money and peace of mind. Come join us.
Toledo Organic Tequila is so crisp, so incredibly smooth, it's simply in a category by itself. This is luxury. Life tastes better naturally, so should your tequila. This is Toledo. Enjoy responsibly. Visit ToledoTequila.com to get your bottle of Toledo Organic Tequila. Get a 10% discount on DJ the Money Coach by entering promo code MONEY at checkout. Again, that's ToledoTequila.com. Promo code MONEY to get 10% off your Toledo purchase. Now, let's start the show. All right. What's going on, everybody? And welcome to Nick's Knowledge and Notions NQ Science Series, brought to you by the 7 Spheres of Money. Thank you for joining us. And before we get started, make sure you like that video, share it, and subscribe to the 7 Spheres of Money on YouTube. And now let's go ahead and start the show. So what's up, DJ, man? I see that smile on your face, man.
Hey, man, I'm just excited about life. I'm excited about everything's going on, and I'm not surprised by anything. Hey, man, when you've been on this planet as long as I have, you've seen everything. How's it going, Adela? How you doing, Adele? It's our good evening. Absolutely. Welcome to the show. So, man, I'm excited. It's a Father's Day weekend coming up. We got crazy ass holidays.
Yep.
We got snakes in the grass.
Oh, man.
But at the end of the day, baby, I'm still free. We're in the process of getting free. And we still gonna bring the HIM, humility, integrity, real men to this awesome show. So let's jump right in, because I know you got to get on the road and I got another meeting. And man, I'm just excited to be alive. So welcome out there, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals. Welcome to the show. And we thank you for coming on and patronizing us. And we thank you for being originals and not a copy of somebody else. And we thank you for not being gossipers as well. Back to you, Nick.
Yep. Yes. Thank you all. Thank you all for all of those things. So, man, you called it last week, man. You called it.
What was that? What did I call?
You said they're going to make Juneteenth a national federal holiday.
Damn.
What comes through? What comes through? Both houses and across the Oval Office. Juneteenth, a federal holiday. That quick too.
Reinforcement of a slave mentality. But they can't put a crime bill for blacks, a lynching bill. They can't put HR, whatever it's called, through. But they can pass through a ceremonial. You Negroes are gonna always be second-class citizens because y'all wasn't smart enough to know that y'all were free for 3 years. So we're gonna pass that real quick. And ironically, on whose watch? Mr. Crime Bill himself, Uncle Biden.
The irony, man.
And you got all these Negroes. Did you see the signing of the signature? They fighting up on stage. Make sure he using their pen. All
get to the front.
Token ass Negroes that I wouldn't trust if I could throw them out the window. What's up, Brooke? I mean, all them buffoons. All of them token buffoon Negroes. Stepping, fetch it. Sambos.
Man.
But they can't get the lynching bill passed. They can't get the HR bill passed, and they damn sure ain't getting nowhere with no reparations. But we can show massa celebrate a federal holiday on us being slaves for 3 years that we shouldn't have been. So we not gonna go out and buy a whole bunch of shit, and we're gonna be doing the New Orleans line dance. This one is, I'm not happy that I was right about that, bro. But that goes to show you them self-appointed by the PWI ain't got nothing to offer you and me or our people. They are lower than a snail's ass. So go out there and next time hold your congressman, your state senator accountable by putting your vote in the person that's going to do something that's going to benefit your God, your family, and your business, and stop all this foolishness. At the end of the day, them ain't nothing but high-priced whores. From Sheila Jackson on up to Kamala Harris, ain't nothing but high-priced whores. And here's the irony of it. Most of them ain't even from this freaking country. Then you got your step and fetch it, Clyburn or whatever his name. Then you got the idiot who's up there, first senator from Georgia. Oh, a bunch of fucking buffoons, man. And I'll tell these clowns this to their face. So you, just like that, got a silly ass holiday that's a fucking embarrassment. So now you're going to take off day, shut down all the offices, and start teaching this shit to your children about this silliness. That's how oh, dude. Oh, my goodness. I know this is about Father's Day and other stuff, but, dude, right in your state, they just erected a statue
of George Floyd.
George Floyd. Oh, my fucking, what the hell is going on with this world?
I don't know, man.
It's sad that guy's life was taken. That's a tragedy. But even more of a tragedy, you're sitting up here modernizing this guy, making him a martyr for a dude who was a drug head, deadbeat dad, porn star, and you now erected a statue in your city, in your state, and people going up there taking pictures with this shit. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, right down, not right around the corner, but it's right down the road, down the city hall.
But think about it, that had to be commissioned, and somebody spent thousands of dollars to commission that, and you putting it right in front of City Hall. Oh my goodness. Woo! Man, dude, truth is stranger than fiction, bro.
Yeah, that's how the saying goes. That's how the saying goes.
Oh my goodness. So the extraterrestrials who on the other planets looking down like, oh man, we about to come on and take over this motherfucking planet.
That's why.
Woo!
They know what's about to happen. That's why they disclosing all that information now.
Oh my goodness.
They know what's about to happen.
Oh, wait a minute. Man, dude, we can't get nothing of value through the Congress, through the Senate, But if it's buffoonery, it takes our people to a lower threshold. You can't get no lower. Let's just push it on through. All right, come on, Negroes. Get up on stage. Let's get these photo ops. So you can go down on the right side of history. But yet, we still have 2-3 million black, hardworking Americans unemployed.
Yep. That's what Adele just put in the chat too.
Oh my goodness!
Yep.
Oh my goodness! And we're parading Pride Month.
Man. This is too much, man. It's too much. This is too much.
Man, Pandora's box ain't never closing, baby. Ain't never closing. So man, let's get back to the real positive topics, because that is just hilarious, bro.
Yeah, it is. I just also wanted to say, you know, the PWI will try to satisfy us with symbolic victories rather than economic equity and justice.
Hey man, hey, show them the drizzle.
Yeah,
while they taking the real stuff. Oh, do you also know that they trying to eliminate Father's Day and Mother's Day?
Yep. Yeah, well, eliminate those terms altogether. Mother and father altogether.
Bearing Day.
Yep. It's too much, man. This is too much.
But check this out. Here's the irony of Father's Day. Do you know that statistically that black men take care of their kids better than any race on the freaking planet? And especially black men who have been divorced from their spouse or have, you know, mama babies or baby mamas.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll immediately in the New York Minute say, oh, this brother over here, he ain't paying his child support. But you know, it ain't even close, dude. Black men are paying their child support almost 15, 20 points higher than white men, Hispanics, and Asians. Across the country, baby, statistically.
Yeah.
So I'm up here as a strong black man with 4 children that I take care of 24/7, 365. And that's right, I'm going to salute myself.
As you should.
I'm a winner, baby.
As you should. Yeah, because you can just depend on yourself and your kids to salute you, because you know, with the way things been going, it can't wait on nobody else to salute that.
Hey, next year this holiday might be gone.
It might. It might. Yeah, but I salute you as well, you know, because I see the fruit on the tree. You know, I've seen it. You know, over the past year and some change, I've definitely seen it. And you doing the damn thing. You know, for real. You making it happen.
Hey, brother, I appreciate that. I salute your dad for doing a hell of a job, and I salute all the fathers out there this weekend. Give it up for your dad, and you should be applauding your dad, because your dad's got the toughest job on the planet, being a black dad specifically. And if you don't think they're not coming after the black man to break down the household, then you are living on another freaking planet. You know, so hey man, hats off to the dads, hats off to the women who are supporting the dads, and hats off to the women who are telling their children with the dad that's doing his job to always praise that father when he comes in the door. Because you don't know the stress that dad is taking on his shoulders to make your life better. Because that ain't something to be applauded for. That's your responsibility. I'm going to say that again. That's your responsibility. Now, you add all the extra stuff on top of it. Yeah, that's cool. But that's really your responsibility to stand in the gap. I mean, hey, man, I mean, it's amazing, you know, that we are going so back. But again, it's been already documented in that BK1. All that's good will be bad, and all that's bad will be good. and the minority of people will control the majority of people. And that's what you're seeing, man. And it is gone. Oh my goodness. Oh God, God forbid. I know y'all seen this. If you ain't seen, I like the one to throw up yesterday, watching the NBA playoffs. And guess what they rolled out on the freaking commercial, bro? They got a freaking commercial with a black man and a white man in a relationship together with two kids talking about some freaking, I don't know if it was insurance or something, man. And it was appalling, bro. And they had the black man in the man role. They had two children, a black man and a white man, middle age. Dude, and they just snuck that shit in so smooth, and I just like, what the dude? And you know what? Here's the bad part about it. You could tell that the brother in the commercial was a heterosexual, but dude, if you that hard up for money, you need to go out there and dig ditches, work at freaking Walmart or Burger King for what the freaking you did to shoot that damn commercial. Real talk, dude. I'm sitting up there watching the playoffs. I come out of the kitchen and I looked up. I couldn't even believe my eyes, bro. I said, what? I must be saying this wrong. And they ran the commercial. Again, I just turned that crap off, dude. I mean, needless to say, you want to put that on the screen with two white men, that's your business. But you didn't sit up there and took that check out of desperation. And the audacity to have it with two children. What message did you just send out that's worth the money you just got? Anyway, bro, on Father's Day weekend, bro.
Man.
Dude, I'm speechless, bro.
Yeah, well, let me go back to a conversation, because conversation that I had with my father a few years ago. To get back to
what's your dad's name, man? Give a shout out to your dad. What's your dad's name? Give a shout out.
Tommy. Yeah, shout out to Tommy Westbrooks. Yep.
Shout out to Tommy Westbrooks. Hats off, Tommy.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't even remember what the topic of this conversation was, but this part of the conversation was so real. I had to put it down, had to write it down so I remembered it. And this is going to be a part of some of the lessons and gems that we got from our fathers. So this is what he said. If I tried to keep up with everyone when you were little and bought you every designer thing that came out, you probably wouldn't have wanted to do anything for yourself. Give up some things, make some sacrifices, and everything will work out in the long run.
Wow. Wow. Man, dude, that's some world-class wisdom right there. And that's a drop the mic. If he would have given you everything that you wanted, you basically would have became a nobody. In essence, he would have debilitated your ability to be a real man.
Yep.
And that's what's happening right now with these mommy-fied little boys in grown man bodies.
Yep.
These metrosexuals. Well, we princing and primping in front of the mirror and all that stuff. And I gotta holler at myself, because occasionally I spend a little too much time in the mirror. But that ain't manly. Oh man, we starting again. We're blending and blurring the genders, man.
Yeah.
A man has to be able to roll up his sleeves and do some freaking work, man. Shout out to Dale Duransburg Sr. Shout out to Rodney Bradford. And I remember, man, when I was growing up, the old man take me outside working on the car. I was like, man, dude, I don't want to be doing this. He pulled the brakes off, put them on, take them off. Your turn. Damn, I don't want to get my hands all busted up. No, you're going to learn how to do this, homeboy. Now, I don't want you to grow up and do this, but you're going to know how to do this. So I learned how to change the brakes, change control arms, change tires, paint houses, cut grass, take out the garbage, defend the household when dad wasn't there. He was like, hey, hold down the fort. If you old enough to remember, the old man would leave. All right, your turn to hold down the fort. You're the man now. And all them things, I used to begrudgingly learn them. And I would say to myself, hey, I ain't never going to do this. I'm going to pay somebody to do it, but I'm going to know how to do it. And it's almost to the embarrassment now, man. Again, they got commercials where kids, boys, don't even know how to freaking drive. Don't even change. And again, man, I got to raise my hand. My son knows how to drive, but he don't have his driver's license because he really don't need it. I ain't had him break down no brakes. But I need to make him break down the brakes. But I sure taught him integrity, talking about business, talking about being a man, talking about how to take care of the house. But these physical things that women don't understand, what they do, the older you get, if you don't have money, a man is just physically stronger than a woman. Real talk. And if you PC people don't like it, too bad. Because I know a lot of women in my age group that don't have husbands that are constantly calling on a man to do some work for them. Can you come trim the tree?
Yep.
Can you change the tire for them? Can you cut the yard for me? Can you, help me out with cleaning my pool? Those are man things. Real talk. And so them butchers out there who trying to be men.
until it's time to start doing those jobs.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, man, get real with it. I mean, think about it. The Amazons, they would go out and, take on a ship and attack a ship of men. They would actually force them to fornicate with them, to have children. And then if it wasn't a boy, they would kill the baby. So again, you can have inverse fertilization, all this stuff, but you can't reproduce what God created. Again, a man physically is stronger than a woman pound for pound. He's designed to go out and be a hunter, a gatherer. The woman don't have to be barefoot in the kitchen. That ain't what we're talking about. But you know what? A woman is designed to nurture the children. That's not a man's job. You do it if you have no other alternative. But they're making that the norm. So on this manly weekend for Father's Day, let's celebrate real men. And let's celebrate real black men. Because 9 out of 10 times, black men are solid as a rock versus this BS that they're saying out here. So I'm going to challenge you that are watching this. If you're ever in a position and you had a great dad, you had a great grandfather, you had a great uncle, to celebrate them and donate to a cause that represents our real manhood. There used to be an organization called the Promise Keepers, which I think still exists. It's a white organization, but it was focused on Christianity and real men being real men. And there's one thing that Abraham Lincoln said. I'm not a big fan of Abraham Lincoln, but Abraham Lincoln had some semblance of integrity on a certain point. But he said you can learn 2 things from people: what to do, what not to do. And you can learn from everybody. So I'm going to challenge you guys to go out there, celebrate your fathers, celebrate those men who are standing in the gap, that are treating women with respect, dignity, and are showing some chivalry. I mean, think about it. You were growing up, your parents, your dad taught you, get the door for the lady. Walking down the street, you walk on the outside to protect the lady, keep her on the inside. She got books in her hand, get the books, carry the books. Now, oh, I can do this myself. Okay. What they say, the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I don't care if you making $250, $2 million, $200 million a year. Guess what? A man still likes a home cooked meal. Real talk, baby. Real talk. Real talk. And I can cook. And I can cook very well. But you know what? You want to get on my side, that's great. You bringing home $250,000, $250,000 a year. I still like a home cooked meal. And guess what? The lady still likes flowers. She still like a little perfume. She still like cards. She still like, you look beautiful today, babe. She still like to get a pedicure, get her hair done. That's women stuff. That's that femininity, that softness. Not feminist, that feminine softness. Yeah, I like a woman to be a little toned, but don't be too hard. Don't be more muscular than I am.
Word,
man.
Right.
Yeah, man. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes around, but you know what? Father's Day and Mother's Day is 24/7, 365, just like black.
Yep.
And we need to get away from that. We need to start going back to the old traditional ways of raising a community. Man, wife, child know their position in life. And that would eliminate a lot of this BS. I mean, think about it. These alternative lifestyles literally represent maybe 0.5% of the population. And if you didn't know no better, you'd think they were the majority. I mean, every time I look up, dude, there's some alternative message being pushed down our throats. And they want to shame you for saying, you're a real man, you're a real woman, to help you embrace some perversion. And if you used to be a fan of DJ the Money Coach, because I'm calling it what it is, hey, that's on you. What you do in your private home is on you. I ain't got no problem with it. Guess what? I don't know what you are till you tell me. That's the irony of it. But if I walk into a store, I walk into a business, because of the tone of my skin, you already identified me as a negative person. But you walk into the store and you happen to be a PWI. I don't know if you're straight. I don't know if you're homosexual. I don't know if you're transgender. Well, I probably know you transgender. Because you ain't going to get that one by me. Oh, dude. Oh, my goodness. Another lesson in manhood and fatherhood. Did you see the story? And I don't read stuff. I don't get into that social gossip stuff. But occasionally people put stuff across my, text or something like that. The guy from a football player, NCAA football player, African dude. Oh, my goodness. This is a lack of fatherhood and fathership. This is what's important for this Father's Day message. This kid, NCAA, D1 linebacker, is either Virginia or West Virginia, one of them schools. African kid. Usually they carry themselves a little bit higher level of esteem. Not saying they're better than, regular, black men and boys in America, but they usually have a higher regard that they're going to carry themselves. So this guy, he's on the app, dating app, and this guy goes have relations with what he perceived to be a woman. How do you get duped like that? And then he goes back another day and finds out that it's a man, dude. Oh, my goodness. So, number one, his father should have told him, don't go on those apps. That's number one. Number two, if you're that desperate that you need to get some relations, you need to figure out some other alternative than going and this kid end up killing this person. Beat this person to a pulp. Shattered skull, knocked out teeth, everything. And now that kid not only ruined another life because he was catfished, but he also ruined his life and his family's life. And all he had to do, hey, Dad, I made a mistake. I'm not a, homosexual. I got duped. Let's go get some counseling. He enraged and went and killed that person. And our prayers go out to that person's family, because I don't believe in murdering anybody. But now he ruined that person, his family, and everybody else's. All because he couldn't control his animal instincts. And he should have known better. And guess what? If he had a dad in his house, a real man, he probably wouldn't have done the murder part. And if he would have done the other part, Dad would have took him aside and gave him some counseling on that, and helped him go through that process. So it's a tragedy, man. It's a tragedy all around. But right now, if you got young daughters, young sons, and you're a man and you're in a hard situation, check this out. We all been there. I've been broke. I've been on the verge of losing everything I got. But you know what? I had real men in my life. And also, at a certain point in time, you guys got to grow up and be men, and the difference between right and wrong. So where's our level of accountability and responsibility just to oneself? That's a major problem, because you know what? I don't care. There's many success stories of men who grew up in poverty, the projects, bad areas, that come out and actually do good and become great. So you selfishly take the weak way out. So if you don't have a man in your family, in any capacity in your lineage, then pick up a book, watch a positive program, drop down on your knees and pray to your God and ask for somebody to show up to give you counsel and stewardship over your life. And you know what? Amazingly, God will answer that bell for you. And a lot of times you're put in that situation so that he can carve you into the man he wants you to be, to actually shine the glory for his kingdom. And that could be whomever you pray to. Be Jesus Christ. It could be Muhammad. It could be Buddha. Whomever that is, there's only one, ultimate power. And if you just reach out, trust me, he will find you. He will find you. And if you need help and you're watching this video, call us. 866-395-3042. 866-395-3042. And guess what? I'll talk to you. Because that's a legacy. And I don't care what you look like. You could be black, you could be white, you could be Mexican, Puerto Rican, you could be Asian, Filipino. If you feel that you're in a desperate situation as a young man, a young boy, a teenager, and you don't have any men to talk to that are positive, uplifting, or be empathetic to your situation, give us a call. 866-395-3042. Because money means nothing. You can always replace money. You lose a friend, you lost something. But when you lose the name on your back to your foundation of your manhood, you actually destroy the whole world together. So we're here to help you out in that regard. Real talk. So that's what the epitome of, Father's Day is. We are designed here to be fathers to all those who need help, because we've been blessed. And so again, if you need help out there, or if you're a mom watching this, you're a single parent and you need some fathership help with your son, give us a call. 866-395-3042. We'll find time to talk with you, and we'll help somebody help you. Okay? So back over to you, Nick.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was powerful, and I especially resonated with what you were talking about with your father and with the breaks, because I went through similar experience. You know, it wasn't with taking breaks apart, because my father wasn't doing that. He's paying somebody else to take apart breaks, but he did take me out to check the oil, you know, to pull it out, you know, wipe off, wipe off the check the oil. When he wasn't working his regular job, he would be out, you know, cutting the lawns, doing the leaf removal in the fall, snow removal in the winter, and he would take me out to do all those things.
Help out the neighbor, you know, help out the neighbor who didn't have a man at the house. We did that all the time.
Yeah. The only difference was, you had to pay us though. We wasn't doing it for free. we helped out, but we weren't doing it for free. That's the only difference.
Hey man, it's a capitalist world. I ain't mad at
you. Yeah. So going back to that episode of Bet on Black with the Men, that was actually my first introduction to entrepreneurship right there. You know, going out to cut the lawns and shovel the snow with my pops. So, so he had me out there doing that. He had me out in the backyard, helping them build the shed. Yeah, he had me doing all of that. And my father, mind you, my father, he had the best of both worlds, because he did all of that. But he also had a bachelor's degree in business administration. So he was a manager. He was a manager at for a couple of businesses, couple of companies, so he showed me both worlds. He showed me the white collar world as well as the blue collar world.
Right.
So I got the best of both worlds. I got the physical labor in. He put me in sports, as soon as I was old enough to play. And another lesson, the other lesson that he taught me a very long time ago that I'll always remember is the three things that you should use with whatever you do, whether it's work, athletics, school, relationships. He said you need three things. You need to use your head, your heart, and your hand. In your hands. So of course you use your hands to perform whatever task is on the table at hand. And then with the head and your heart, those balance each other out, because as a man, real men don't allow their emotions to overpower their thoughts.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. You know what? I want to piggyback what you're saying with real men don't let emotions overpower their thoughts. And here's the reason why. So here's the thing. And again, I'm talking to the person that's in the most, volatile situation where they may want to join the gang. They may want to sell drugs. They may want to rob somebody. They may want to bully somebody. Okay? Check it out. A real man has the ability to walk away, because that's what a real man does. Don't put your hands on anybody unless you absolutely have to. Walk away, because it's the real man that walks away. That bravado, that's all feminine energy.
Yes,
because when you immediately talk about you want to scrap it up with people, what are you going to accomplish long term? Honestly, nothing. And I'm speaking from real life experiences. Again, in the hood, hey man, somebody step on your shoe, you gotta blaze them. Really, I'm gonna blaze you over a pair of gym shoes that were made in a factory for $2 in China? I mean, if you just step back and think about it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You will actually do better because you thought about the process. Think about what's the worst thing can happen here. If you're in a situation and you got to go to the grocery store and you got to steal something just to put some food in your belly, I can understand that. I don't condone it, but I can understand it. But then what I would encourage you to do is go ask the volunteer at that facility in order for them to pay you, or like they do in fast food places, and most food places, they throw food away at night that's perfectly good because they can't resell it or repackage it. Okay. I recently, about 6 weeks ago, I have a neighbor. Everybody has neighbors. We don't get along with everybody, but we got to respect. I actually had a neighbor, real talk, that doesn't look like me, don't speak English well, moved up in the, community, as they say, somebody moved out the hood into a great neighborhood and they're renting property, right? They're renters and they have kids, and their kids occasionally do things that they shouldn't do in our gated community. One, they'll kick a ball up against our wrought iron fence to protect people from coming into our community. They'll jump over the fence. They'll do stuff that I just had a conversation with them and say, hey, and their father, talk right to their father. It's a husband, a wife, and 3 kids, right? And they've been living in my community for about 4 years. So I've seen them go from 8 to like 17 now. So over the past 3 months, the father, he wants to pull a commercial vehicle in our cul-de-sac. That is a violation of our HOA restrictions and deed restrictions, right? So I talked to them, hey man, I ain't mad at you, you got to make a living, but you know what? That don't belong here. So since he didn't want to relate to that, I said, okay, I have my peace with you. So I called the actual office and say, look, I've got a, machine in our cul-de-sac that's illegal. It needs to be towed. I'm not paying HOA fees to have my community brought down in my affluent community, right? So a couple other different things happen. His kids go shoot basketball on the next neighbor's house while they gone. They jumping up, dunking on the rim, throwing the ball up against their house. And I go outside. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I don't have a job. And I just asked them, they gave you permission to shoot up? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. I find that hard to believe. Long story short, the neighbor didn't give him permission. I tried to talk to him nicely, professionally, tried to treat him with respect, platinum rule. No, that's not good enough for him. So I just called the office. Office comes in, finds him, stuff like that. One day, dude, I'm out sweeping the debris off my driveway, and lo and behold, you know how you can feel somebody's behind you? This person has the audacity, Nick, to run up on me like she gonna blaze me. Now, I'm only 5'6". She's about 4'11", and she know her right mind that if she ran up on a woman in the hood, what would happen? She get knocked the F out, right? So I teach my children, never risk more than you have to lose, or be around people got less to lose than you have. So I basically said, hey, what's the problem? She's speaking Spanish at me, like, no habla español, señorita. She started acting all crazy and stuff. So I just started talking to her very, very low, bring the volume down, bring the tension down, right? All of a sudden, her son, now you would think I was in the hood. The average price of a house in my neighborhood is like $400,000. That's the average price. We have $1 million houses literally in my neighborhood. $1-2 million. So I'm talking low. This person gets in my face, puts a hand in my face, calling me MF, this, that. I was like, look, please step back. Let's talk. Be civil. And let's figure out how we go. More of the story is the sons run out. What's going on? I was like, hey, your mother is going crazy. And honestly, guess what? Please don't step in my space anymore. And don't put your hands in my face. So typically, I would have been rightfully served to knock her the F out. But you know what I did? I ran the calculation. I'm free. I got a 6-figure income. I got a 7-figure net worth. She probably can barely afford to rent this overpriced house, and she's charging me up. What's going to come out of this situation beneficial for me? Nothing. I walked away. I called the HOA. I called the police. Now, if this would have been 20 years ago, and I had no children, you know what would have happened? I would have went to street mode. As soon as she ran up on me, because I would not have been thinking like I am today, and she would have got knocked the F out. And you know what? I would have already had a plan for executing her children as well. Because here's what I know about people with that mentality. If you go to battle with one of them, you got to take them all out. That's just happened to be the reality of life. But I understood that, you know what? That ain't happening. I got too much to lose. I'm a man. Never talked to her personally. Talked to her husband. After that transpired, called the police. Guess what? Ain't had a problem out of them since. But I would have been right for me. And mind you, my children were in my house, looking outside while this clown runs up on me. And I'm just amazed at the bravado and the audacity that people take now. And thinking that I look like a clean-cut professional person, but you don't know where I come from. But because I've been taught, fathership, and I got to be a great example to my children, and the risk was no reward for me whatsoever, I had to walk away. Do you think I like doing that as a real man? No, I did not. But I like providing and being here for my children and knowing that the worst that person can do to me is just bark. That's it. The worst can happen for me is I lost everything that I created over the past 20 years. And now my children don't have a father. But you know what? Probably 50% of the men that look like me, that have what I have, probably would just naturally reacted the wrong way. Because it literally caught me off guard. That's fatherhood. And I'm not saying that because at the time, I'm gonna be honest with you, I looked at it as an L for me. I was like, wow, this person gassing me up. Man, I should have got physical with that person. I should have, taken her son and her other son out of the equation and show him who the real man was. But that wouldn't have been a real man. Then I even thought about it too. I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy their house because they're renters. And I was about to buy their house, Nick. I was gonna offer the owner, found out who the owner was. I was gonna offer the owner like $20,000 more than what the house was worth just to eliminate them. But I decided to take the high road, and it wasn't easy. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was not easy, but I'm glad. You know what I did do, Nick? I immediately sought counseling from my advisors. Once I did not react, and there's another tip for you guys, manhood, real fathers. Don't act the way somebody wants you to react. Think through the process. You have control, even though you don't realize you have control. But here's what I'm not saying. If that person would have laid hands on me, then all bets off. But since that person didn't lay hands on me, I remained calm, cool, and collected, calculated everything that could possibly happen, and there was nothing positive come out of it. And I immediately, once that situation was, diffused and she retreated, I immediately hopped on the phone, called my advisors, my spiritual advisor, my business advisor, and asked what should be my next step. And immediately, hey man, touch base with the police, get it recorded. Hey man, don't talk to them whatsoever at all. Keep it moving, keep doing what you're doing. And mind you, again, this is in an affluent community. This ain't, down in the hood, but you never know who you come across. But I tell you, 50% of the men would have reacted negatively and probably would have been rightfully so to do that. But, thank goodness I get counseling. Thank goodness I evaluate the situation. And again, I don't know what could be going on with those people. And at the end of the day, I know they're financially over their head in a community they really can't afford to live in. You know what I'm saying? And again, that ain't me patting myself on the back, but that's to show you that we come in contact with so many different situations. And what is this relative to? Think about, unfortunately, the George Floyd situation, any situation that we've seen over the last 24 months where a black person has been executed, and all they had to do is take control and responsibility for their own actions. What do I mean by that? Here's what I mean, Nick. You're pulled over by the cops, and even though the cops are wrong, maybe sometimes take that L and get home. Because you can't expect their morality to be on point, even though you know the law says it should be. So, but you can do this. You can kill them with kindness, and 9 out of 10 times you will walk away from the situation, and then you could go to war with them, because the pen is more powerful than the sword if you're able to walk away from the situation. And hopefully you guys can understand where I'm coming from, because unfortunately, outside the situation with the Asian guy shot the little black boy, there's nothing that the little black boy could have done because he was only 6 years of age. But the kid in Minneapolis that was 20 who ran, he could have just stayed cool, stayed calm, take that L, what he thought was an L, and he'd be alive today, even though that cop was completely 150% in the wrong, that you should have never taken out a taser and taken out a gun in any capacity. But if that child would have been like, hey, you know what? Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. You automatically diffuse a portion of that anger in them, because they got to have a justification to terminate your life. Does that make sense? So I teach this to my children. Now, again, 20 years ago, I would have been, hey, if the law is the law, let's argue, let's win this argument, because I wouldn't have felt no concern or threat about my life. But we're in a different environment today. And the men out there who have sons, who have daughters, the women out there who have sons, who have daughters, you should first tell your son and daughter, your teenager, be in the submissive role. Yes, sir. No, sir. Don't be moving. Let them do what they got to do. Walk away. Now, contact mom, contact dad, contact your attorney. Here's what Bob Knight said. He said, and this may sound cruel, but this is real manship on Father's Day weekend. Even the person that's getting raped has a choice in the rape. They can fight if they know they can get out of it, which if you're very well a 300-pounder to a 100-pounder, 9.9 out of 10 times you're not getting away, or you can just submit. And that may sound gratuitous, but it's actually factual at an extreme point. So hopefully y'all understand where I'm coming from. So I'm saying is, if you can walk away from any negative, threatening situation, even though you know you're right, don't expect that person's humanity and their morality to be on the same page as yours. Prepare for the worst and expect the best out of people. And if you're able to walk away, guess what? You will be victorious, number one, because you are still alive. Think about that. You'll still be alive. So young moms, young dads, especially black dads, black moms, don't sit out here and tell your children, fight back verbally. Tell them to be in submit, get themselves in position to get out of the situation without harm, contact you immediately, get their information, and then go after them the legal way. That's manhood. That's what a real father does. And that's fathership. Don't mean you have to be a dad physically, but that's fathership. And if you don't agree with this, that's your problem, because I'll take that L so that I can have the real L, which is life.
Yep, that's right.
Because now I can tell the story. You know what they say? It's the guy who runs away in the war that actually tells the story. So that's my message on Father's Day weekend. And I think that's about all I got to say, man. But again, I'm happy on our program that we watch. What I watch a program, one of the only very few programs I watch is called I Am Athlete. And I like one of the things they talk about, I Am Athlete. They say, hey, man, let's take a uh, a test on where you are right now. Where are you spiritually? Where are you mentally? And where are you financially? And on a scale of 0 to 10. Right now, man, I'm firing spiritually. I'm firing on 9. Financially, I'm firing on 10. And mentally, I'm firing on a 9, man. So I'm not going to allow anything to upset my apple cart. I'm just walk away and I'm going to pray for that person. Yeah. You know, especially in black relationships, black men and black women. Hey, yeah, we got challenges out there, but hey, know that your home is your, you know, sanctuary. Know that your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, they're not your enemy. You know, take a deep breath, step out, come back. Don't go to bed angry. This is sometimes easier said than done, but the sooner you start practicing it, the better you get. And then again, don't counsel yourself. A fool counsels himself. Seek advice from people. I always tell people 3 things, Nick. Spiritual advice, leadership advice, and business advice. I only take from people who are where I'm going. If my mom's not a spiritual leader, I don't take spiritual advice from my mother. If my dad's not a business icon, passive income and debt free, I don't take advice from my dad. If my uncle's not a leader, I don't take advice from him. Nothing personal. I go take advice from the people who I identified that are. And I remember when my sister got divorced from her husband, where she had her 2 sons from. You know, she never had children out of wedlock, anything like that, but she got divorced. And this is back in the early 90s. And I started taking my nephews under my, you know, tutelage, and I started, you know, mentoring them. And when I got ready to get married, I had a quandary I had to overcome, because I was like, well, you know what? I'm about to get married, and I can't spend the same amount of time I spend with my nephews because I'm going to be married. I got to get that time to my wife. So I remember going to my church and talking to my elder, and then by this time, both of my nephews were 12 and 14. And my elder said, hey, man, if you've been in your nephew's life for the past 3 years, I was bringing them to church, taking them to the work site, paying for their private school education to help my sister out. He said, they got 3 years with you, bro. And they know the difference between right and wrong. And if you tell them, if they ever need you, you'll be there for them. But right now, you got another commitment and they don't get it, that's on them. Don't let them guilt you. Don't let your sister guilt you. And, you know, thank goodness that didn't have to happen. But it was tough for me to stop being with them 24/7, 365, because I understood, coming from a divorce, you know, life, you know, with my mom being divorced 3 times, I felt that when my uncle, who was in my life for that gap for about 5 years, I didn't understand when he got married that he stopped spending more time with me. But when I got older and got that spiritual guidance, I understood that I had to explain that to my nephews. And my nephews and I, we have a great relationship today, but that was a tough call, man. And that's fathership. Another thing, if you do have a problem, there's a program called Conflict of Interest. It's by Goad, G-O-A-D, Bill Goad. And it actually teaches a program, anger management. I went through this program myself three times, and it teaches the headship of the sins of the father for 3 generations. And once I was able to walk through that, Nick, when things that I was doing right and always bad things would happen to me, I would be the blame game. But then when I found out what the spiritual alignment was, I was able to get beyond that. And another thing is that conflict people go through as adolescents to men naturally, even if you do have, you know, a solid mom, a solid dad in the household. So again, ladies and gentlemen, men and guys, if you have challenges, I'll be more than happy to turn you on to that program. It's a national program, and it teaches what's called husband-nigh, which is what the definition of what a husband is. He's an umbrella, and he is designed to protect the woman and to protect the children. And it's a non-denominational program that it helped me. And like I said, I got a lifetime membership to it, and I participated in that program for a good 7 years, from 98 to like 2005. And I recommended a lot of people to it. Bill Gothard, and it's called the Conflict and Management Program. And I can get you that information if you need it, and it'll be the best thing that can ever happen to you, because that's what fathership is really about. So that's about it for me, brother. I know you got to get on the road, and I got a business meeting. So it's your show, brother. Let's wrap it up. And again, hats off to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day, and we wish you the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you heard a lot tonight, but it's a very important conversation, and it's a conversation that needs to be ongoing, not just a conversation that should happen once a year, just like how Father's Day and Mother's Day is 365. We should be having these conversations, and if you're missing that man or that woman in your life, having that conversation and taking those steps to find that man or that woman, and conflict management, So we're gonna go ahead and close out. Again, thank you for joining us. You have been watching Nick's Knowledge and Notions NQ Science Series live every Friday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because we know you love the information. We know you find it beneficial, life-changing. Go ahead and share with someone else, And the way that we close out, we wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind, and you deserve to join us on the beaches of the World Club. And your beach doesn't have to be next to sand or water, but your beach is where you find your freedom, your peace of mind, and you live in the life according to its original and natural order of man, woman, and child.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. And if you think it's any other way, your wood is wet, and wet wood sinks. I don't care what the propaganda is teaching you. That's all fallacy, and that's fraud. It's just that. It's just that simple.
Yep. That's right.
That's real. So hey, man, run that last spot, and we out of here. And happy Father's Day to all the men out there in all nationalities, creed, and colors. We love you. And remember, it's only one race. It's the human race. And fatherhood is the most important thing in the race, because without it, we don't have humanity.
That's right. Yep. So we'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm DJ the Money Coach. Don't touch that dial. You want to become financially independent? You want to have consumer debt freedom? You want to have passive income, learn how to build a business, acquire real estate, and achieve the lifestyle you deserve in 2021? Well, hit that link below right now. We've worked with over 20,000 people in the past 2 decades, helping them become consumer debt free, increase their credit scores by 30 to 60 points in 30 days or less, and help them acquire businesses, real estate, taxes, and a network of experts just like me. So you'll get a complete 3-hour, 18-module course called Family Finance 101 that'll teach you A to Z how to become consumer debt free, credit worthy, and put you in position to become a certified entrepreneur. We'll also give you a complimentary consultation with me that's a $500 value. Why would you want to do that? Because I have already achieved that, and I can help you achieve your American dream in 2021. Hit the link below, get the free webinar and the complimentary consultation, and I'll see you soon and wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's clean money and peace of mind. Come join us.
Hi, so this is a testimonial for DJ the Money Coach. First of all, I got one of the best packages that you had, so that was A1. I love the team. They have really come through. You were amazing as a coach. Every week you showed up on time. Every single week, and trust me, I've been in a lot of courses, a lot of classes, spent a lot of money, and unfortunately some people don't do what they say that they're going to do as a coach.
Hello, everybody. My name is Terry. I recently just linked up with DJ the Money Coach, and he's been very helpful, gave me a lot of information, told me how I can turn my personal credit into business credit, also showed me how I can pay for a personal vehicle through my business and corporation setup, and also set me up with Melvin to help me actually put together a will, a power of attorney, a Roth IRA.
I definitely would highly recommend DJ Money Coach. He's very personable. He's actually real. He actually does meet with his clients. I'm happy for that. And he actually has a team that he works with that that are actually real. They do call people, so they will call you. So that's kind of why I want to rock with DJ the Money Coach.